Hello, audience, internet, well, YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well on this Friday evening. To those of those whom have to work tomorrow, well, hopefully it's a half day. I haven't put in my application for Hertz. I don't think I can do Carnival and Southwest because I just spoke with mom and she's not sure if she's gonna return the car, which is a plus because I can continue applying. But she did emphasize that don't apply for anywhere too far. So I guess as long as it's within like 15-20 minutes or 30-45 round trip, I hope at the most, or 45 round trip if it's full time. It's gonna break my heart because I'm gonna be away from the princess, and if you guys aren't aware, it might be good though, because maybe then mom will become more involved. Maybe then she'll actually go into the kitchen with more frequency. And she does. I mean, like when I fall asleep and dad doesn't get her food, she'll go and get her stuff. But I would say 6, 7, 8 out of 10 times, it falls on me, which I'm not crying about it. I'm happy actually because it keeps me busy, and idle hands are an opportunity for not good. So I guess I will do Hertz, and to be honest, because of my record, I really don't feel too confident in gaining formal employment for any of these places. Maybe at like a niche place, but I did see a now hiring sign, inquire within, at this gas station, and I was going for a walk. I walked past it, and I said, "Oh man, they're hiring. I'm gonna grab it on the walk back." But then when I was walking back, it just flew over me. Because that'd be ideal. My late friend Krishna Bahada Singh, bless his soul, he worked at a gas station once, and it was actually also a Shell. The one I'm talking about is a Shell as well. I've checked today, like I've been checking daily, click reports, to see if there's any charges, warrants. Nothing thus far, and I am going to try to just live without that, like how it says in the word, do not worry about a thing. But
Do not worry about a thing. Instead, ask God for what you need, always asking with a thankful heart.
Instead, always pray with a thankful heart. Something to that extent. I don't remember. I used to memorize a lot of the words because I would meditate on them and use the word kind of like as a tantrum. So I would always remember it, because obviously since I suffered through depression, I needed anything that I could get my hands on, or anything that could help me, inspire me to have hope. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not a struggle still. I mean, especially since after this incident happened the day after I started my class, which I was excited about. I wanted to I want to make her happy, and I thought I was doing well. I made myself a goal for 14 days to do it every day in a row. But right after it happened, I just didn't do it anymore. And I want to learn a foreign language because, one, Russia essentially is our enemy, and it's always good to know your enemy. But in reality, it's just everything that has to do with politics, social politics, all that is just, corporations are the ones that are in charge at the end of the day. And East versus West, it's almost like the rap battles of the past. the East. You got the whole Brazil, India, China, South Africa. No, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa ordeal, where they want to dethrone the dollar. I've seen comments on YouTube about how America has done so much. I would say probably the Holy Roman Empire did more for America, or maybe the Egyptians did more for the world, But yeah, America is responsible for securing free trade through the oceans, but there's still a lot of, if America almost did not have an option but to do that, because since we were not directly involved, we were involved in World War II, but indirectly. There was no fighting done on our soil because we're isolated from that part of the world, and also from the East, where Japan. If you guys think what Hitler did to the Jews, that's only because they did not put a lot of emphasis on what the Japanese did to the Chinese. That was possibly just as brutal, if not worse. And they let off so many other scientists scot-free, the U.S. government, just so that they could learn what the Japanese had learned from those brutal experiments that they did. Just like they let a lot of German scientists scot-free so that they could gain all their knowledge that they had, the governments, which then led to, because Germany was in the forefront of rocket technology. They had what was it, that one rocket, was it youse? No, it was I forget what the name of it. But that Vandal guy, whatever, the one that helped with the Apollo mission, I remember his famous quote saying that today we succeeded in sending a rocket. It was a V2, I think, sending a rocket successfully out into the air, but unfortunately it landed in the wrong planet. So yeah, they were pretty much used for the Third Reich so that he could use his weapons. What I learned from at least watching a movie, after that one guy who unfortunately received a lot of he was penalized through his life because of his sexual identity, Alan Turing. He essentially kind of won the war, possibly even 5 years earlier than it would have happened, because of he created a machine that was able to decode the German messages that they would send encrypted, and they were smart about it. That's why a lot of the things that occurred, the Allies already had knowledge that it was going to happen. And there was a point where Hitler made a dumb decision saying that if it's something that has to do with technology and it cannot be done within a year, I don't want to hear about it. So he essentially, his whole R&D, he said, if it can't be done within this time frame, scrap it. And that was a big mistake on his part. But you know what? He was hyped up on meth, or at least some type of amphetamine. You can see it if you look at the reviews. Go to Joe Rogan. There's a clip where he talks about how Hitler used to be on, either meth or just regular amphetamine. And also amphetamine they would give to the soldiers so that they would stay up for hours when they were doing those air missions. And then after the war, they still wanted to market it to the public. I think it was given as a diet pill to women. But all these things you can learn from other educational YouTube channels, which is mostly how I picked up most of this, because I'm on YouTube probably way too much. I would like to at least say thank you. I got an email saying I got 3 new subscribers, so thank you for that. Thank you for all who clicked that subscribe button. essentially, it helps a lot. Once I reach a certain subscriber, I can do a live stream. I don't want to go to Twitch or Kick. I'm staying strictly to YouTube because I am not a fan of social media. From before, when the inception of social media occurred, I already had a distaste for it because I felt deep down inside that this is going to be the end of an era which the people that are born from here forward are not going to experience, like going out to clubs, meeting people at, in person, that going out to bars and meeting people in person. I already knew what was to come. Everything was going to be, and look what the internet has become now. Influencers flexing money as if money has some sort of value. What are those influencers going to do unless they're involved in currency exchange? What are they going to do if the United States government goes bankrupt? They're going to be wiping their butts with their precious, if they have cash on hand. If it's electronically, the value is just going to dwindle, if we do go bankrupt. And our government, it's ran by the elite. All this bribery or lobbying, whatever you want to call it. The richest, the top 1%, they're the ones who really pay attention to, voting cycles. They make sure to get out there and vote for things that are for their best interests. And on the same time, they will do whatever type of lobbying needs to be done to get their politicians on their side. You can look that up also on YouTube. You'll find channels. I think I saw one channel said that if you got 10 grand, you can get a senator in your pocket. And not to mention that the government is ran by humans. Humans are not perfect. Same thing with and I don't want to bring it up because I'm tired of it. Law enforcement. Law enforcement is made by human beings. So I'm gonna try my best to maintain optimism. Try to walk in the light. I'm gonna try to keep making my videos. I obviously don't think I have anything to say to self-incriminate because I don't know what I would say, because apparently I don't even know what's going on. So, but Mom says she thinks it might have to do with child support, which is absurd because, one, my daughter is right behind me. We co-parent, and because I have no bank account, I have to save all the cash receipts and everything I spend on her. I'm the reason that last year she only missed 2 days of school. And both days I excused. One, I went to the... Mom thinks she can excuse it through talking to the teacher. That's not how it's done. I got tired of it because when a child is unexcused at 6 p.m., you get an automatic call. I got tired of those. So the first day she was sick, I went to the front office. I told them, hey, my daughter's sick. She got a fever and her throat's hurting. They excused it. Second day, I didn't want to wait. I took her straight to her pediatrician. Mom couldn't make it because she couldn't get ready on time. But it was in and out. Went in there. Doctor wrote a script, an e-script. Before on the way to the pharmacy, stopped by the school, gave them the paper from the doctor, which excused not just that day but the day before, which I had excused myself, and then went to the pharmacy. Was already ready, so it was easy as cake. And also, thank you, Dad. My dad took her to the dentist, which that's another thing that both Mom and I failed at. That I should have been more aware And like I mentioned earlier, I stopped recording with her on the way to school because not knowing what's going to happen in the future, I got to try to make the best of every moment that I have with her. Like, for instance, today I saw her jump in the pool, so I said, let me go in there with her, even if it's just for 15, 20 minutes. Do a couple like little jumps where she jumps off my shoulders. We did a couple races, a couple headstands. It was fun, which then led me to take a shower. I've been so depressed. I've been taking a shower like once a week. I also, like I mentioned, I started taking my antidepressant in the morning instead of the nighttime, because also I've been smoking a pack a day. It's not the greatest, but at the same time, I'm not here to flex. I'm not here to give off an impression of someone that I'm not. All I am is just someone who's trying to make it. I suffer from mental health issues. I have since I was 13. I've made mistakes along the way, and the one mistake that I regret the most was the one where I felt bad because mom and dad were driving me back and forth to the courthouse, which is a long drive. We hired a lawyer to the point where he would actually take it to court. And the state had nothing against me because eventually I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I settled the dispute with the victim, so he wasn't even answering his calls because he didn't want to press charges. He knew that what I did was completely something that I wasn't even aware that I did something wrong, and he kind of understood. So the state had absolutely nothing. Very last minute, they said, "Oh look, we'll offer you this deal. We'll give you 1 day of something called administrative probation. That means no one comes visit your house. You don't have to submit any drug tests. All you have to do is just show up to this office by Oakland Park, sign your name on a paper, and stay out of trouble for 24 hours. So when they said that to me, I was thinking of my parents. I was thinking, well, my parents have done so much for me. I do not want them to have to make another trip. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. My counsel did not advise me of what a no contest plea to that type of charge would lead to, the type of life it would lead to. I've been rejected from Target, Publix, another place. I have gotten calls from 2 places. One of them, salary was a joke, and the place is depressing, so I don't think it would have helped my mental health. The one male person that I had seen when I went there, which I'm not going anymore because that's Cooper City, and the police officers that came to me, even though they can arrest me anywhere, they're Cooper City sheriffs. The one male individual that I see that worked there, not a single time has he smiled. And one thing that I can say, I've read that it's proven that if you smile, not only does the person that receives your smile, it makes them feel happy, but also it helps your brain. It helps either release endorphins or serotonin or something. It helps you to actually enhance your mood. So it's like, it benefits both parties, the person who is smiling and the person who receives the smile. So that's one of the things that I do, when I confront strangers and I have to ask for help. I smile first. I smile and I wave. The other job that I was offered, and that was when I first started treatment for my panic disorder medication. And in the beginning, I wasn't aware that, the side effects are real when you first start taking it. And part of it was that it causes drowsiness. They made me wait in the lobby for like 20, 30 minutes. And then there was a TV on. And there's certain conditions where it's easy for me to kind of like get tired. Like if I'm in a car and the car's in motion and I'm the passenger, like I could start dozing off. In this case, I was just sitting down watching the TV, so I kind of started dozing off. And like I said, I wasn't sharp enough at the moment to tell the lady. She said, "Oh, you want to come back later?" I was just embarrassed. I should have just said, "Oh no, ma'am, I just recently started taking an antipsychotic, and it causes me to be drowsy, but I just started taking it." So eventually the side effects should wean off, because my body will get accustomed to it. I wasn't sharp enough to say that, but if not, I could have landed a job at that place. That was Home Depot, which from what I hear is also a good place to be employed at. So yeah, those were the two places that called me, and I don't know, maybe I'll apply for Home Depot again, and I'll explain to them, and see what happens. And of course, I want to apply for the dream. Obviously, the working for the GOAT, directly for the GOAT, that's not gonna happen, unless maybe it's a virtual job where I can teach his offspring how to speak English through like a Zoom, or through the computer. That would be pretty cool. And see what happens. I'm gonna try to keep looking, and anyways, just want to make this video to say hi to everybody, and everybody be safe out there. I know it's Friday, not Saturday yet, but still it's Friday. A lot of people go out, and to just be safe out there. Peace, love, ciao.